Welcome to Hire Power, the show where we cut through the noise and get real about hiring. I'm Kim Frost, founder of Frost Connections, and after 25 plus years in the search industry, I've seen what works and what absolutely doesn't. If you're a founder, CEO, VP, or HR leader who's tired of bad hires and ready to build a team that actually fits your culture and vision, you're in the right place. Let's get into it. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Higher Power. I'm Kim Frost. Diet Coke in hand. Yes, 6 limes. And I know we talk about my Diet Coke. It's been my new recent, reinvention, my new recent find again after 40 years. I've experimented with Prosecco. I've tried lemon, salt, pepper, Coke Zero, even the mini cans. And here's the other thing I want to clarify, just so you get this right, is it has to be a can. It can't be plastic. Okay, let's get down to business, back to leadership. So here's what's on my mind. Last week, I left you with a question. If AI is replacing many of the traditional entry-level jobs where so many of us learned our business, where are future leaders coming from? So today I want to talk about your future leaders won't grow up the way you did. AI can't develop leaders, people do. I received several comments last week about the episode. Some agreed, some pushed back. A few said, Kim, AI isn't replacing every entry-level job. And you're right. But that wasn't my point. The point that I was trying to get across is that path is changing. And if that path changes, leadership has to change too. So if I think about when I started my own career, and I'll talk about this career in recruiting, not the 5 other careers I had before that. How many of you started exactly where you are today? I would guess probably none of you. I certainly didn't. Most of us started somewhere that, looking back, probably wasn't very glamorous. We answered phones, we made copies, we entered data, we sat in meetings taking notes, we got coffee, we shadowed people. We listened, observed, and made mistakes, and hopefully survived some of those mistakes. But here's what happened. Over time, those experiences shaped how we think as leaders today. We didn't know it at the time. We thought we were just doing our job. But we were learning the business. We were learning a business. Even if you're not in the same business like myself as you are today, we still were learning. We were learning and seeing how decisions were made, how customers reacted, how different departments work together. We learn how to solve problems, communicate, how to influence without authority, which is a really tough one, how to earn trust. And none of those lessons came from a classroom. They came from experience. Today, AI can do many of our tasks faster than a new employee. And honestly, it's not a bad thing. If AI can save me 3 hours a day, beautiful. I'm going to use it. If AI can eliminate repetitive work, oh my God, even better. That's mind numbing. But here's the question I don't hear enough people asking. What are we replacing those learning experiences with? Because if AI removes 20 opportunities a week for someone to learn, what are we intentionally putting back? That's the conversation. Not whether AI is good or it's bad, but whether we are being intentional. I was talking to another client recently about leadership development. We were discussing sending several high-level employees to another leadership program. Now, again, don't misunderstand me. I love me some learning. I read the books, I go to conferences, I listen to podcasts. I've hired tons of coaches. But leadership doesn't develop because someone sat through an 8-hour seminar. Remember what I talked about of carving out 30 minutes a week to learn something new, but you also have to implement it, right? Leadership develops because someone has an opportunity to practice. Got to implement that. We've got to fail. We've got to receive feedback that is so hard for some of us, but it's so critical, good, bad, ugly, whatever it is. We need that feedback. We try again. We cannot outsource leadership development. It has to be designed. And that's why I continue talking about talent architecture. I created that title and I love it when I tell people that and I get the glazed look. So, to me, talent architecture is the intentional design of how an organization attracts, integrates, grows, retains, and prepares talent to achieve the business goals. Notice I didn't say hiring because think of it this way, hiring is only the front door. The real work begins when someone accepts that offer, walks through your front door. Here's what concerns me. I think many organizations still assume leaders will simply emerge. In fact, I know many organizations think that. They always have. So why wouldn't they continue? Because the environment has changed. If AI is changing how people begin their careers, we have to change how they grow their careers. Otherwise, 10 years from now, we're all going to be sitting around a conference room table asking the same questions. Why don't we have anyone ready yet? I hear it too much right now. Let's call it bench. We don't have enough bench strength. We can't find leaders. Our succession plan isn't working. We have to pay an exorbitant amount of fees to bring somebody from the outside world into our world. And maybe, just maybe, the issue isn't succession planning. Maybe the issue started 15 years earlier. Maybe we never intentionally developed the people who have become those great leaders. And you know what I find fascinating? Many organizations spend months developing strategic plan. What is your sales strategy? Your marketing strategy, now your AI strategy, your technical roadmaps, your financial forecasts. Yet very few have a strategy for how future leaders will be created. And what's even more interesting right now with the current economy, layoffs still happening, AI is all the rage. What is one of the first things that get cut? Organizational development, developing future leaders. We can't hire these people, we've got to create them. There's the difference. Hiring fills today's openings, which is great. Developing people fills tomorrow's openings. That is talent architecture. Honestly, I believe this will become one of the greatest competitive advantages organizations have over the next decade. Not because they'll have better AI, because they'll have better leaders. AI won't be the differentiator. Your talent architecture will. So here's my challenge to you this week. Look around your organizations. Who are your future leaders? Not who has the title, not who's up next because they've been there or they have the title. I want you to think about who has the potential. And then ask yourself something more important. What experiences are they having today that will prepare them to lead in 5, 10, 15 years from now? And if you don't have a good answer, maybe there's your opportunity. Maybe leadership development isn't a program. Maybe it's a system. Maybe it's something we intentionally design instead of hoping. Because your future leaders, they're not going to grow up the way we did, and that's okay. They don't need your career path, but they do need their career path. And they need their career path and what is happening with the relevancy of today. Our responsibility as a leader is to make sure we're being intentional enough to build it. Before I let you go, as many of you know, one of my goals isn't just to get you thinking during these podcasts, it's giving you practical tools you can take back to your organization, you can learn, and you can implement. So I've started creating companion guides that go deeper than I can in 10 to 12 minutes. If today's conversation resonated with you and you'd like a more complete guide on developing future leaders in the age of AI and building your talent architecture, I'd be happy to share it with you. Just reach out on the link below that will sign you up to automatically get these companion guides. And if you're enjoying these conversations, I hope you'll subscribe to my weekly email. Until next time, keep investing in your people, keep challenging conventional thinking, and remember, AI can't develop leaders. People do. That's it for this episode of Hire Power. If you're ready to hire smarter, connect with me at frostconnections.com or at LinkedIn at Kim Frost. And if you've got something to say about today's episode, follow the show and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Until next time, hire smart, lead better, and remember, how you hire is who you become. See you next week. No fluff, just better hires.